We are here for part 2 of the single page agent website training. And today we are very specifically going to focus on the email marketing capabilities of your new website. And I want to say I am very excited about what I have to share with you. Email marketing has typically been associated with drip campaigns. How many of you all are now or have used email drip campaigns in the past? Anybody? How many are doing it now? You have email drip campaigns?
No, it's gone.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Is it still going?
Well, under the old
apparently not.
So not on this system, I don't use it.
under the old Reliance system, which campaigns did you use?
I didn't use it on the Remax system.
The Buffini.
Lead Street.
Within Lead Street, there were dozens and dozens of campaigns. Do you know which ones that you typically used?
It was one that was sold to me.
Okay, so that's something entirely different.
No, it was sold because nobody could figure Lead Street out.
Okay.
Anyone, including myself, and every time you tried to get into it, it's very complicated
Okay,
to do that.
so
I've always
essentially,
tried to come into
none of
it.
us were using the drip campaigns within Lead Street on a regular basis, except maybe Rosemarie.
Yeah, it would drip. It was like every 2 months, and it would give tips.
Yes, a homeowner tips video or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was working when this quit working. It was still working.
So I personally have never been a big fan of drip campaigns. When I stepped into this role 2.5 years ago, I immediately put my 17 friends on a drip campaign, however many I had. It wasn't very many. And I got several opt-outs with the first send, and I'm like, I don't have enough friends for them to be opting out. You know, I'm quickly, if I'm losing, 10 to 15% with every send, I'll be completely out of friends here in a few sends. So I have not ever done it since. However, I am genuinely excited about what I have to share with you regarding the capabilities of these drip email marketing campaigns. Because they have a capacity that we have not had easily or readily available to us before. And in a word, that's video. These email marketing campaigns are very video friendly. And I won't say more until we get into it, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. From Main Street, which quick link would we select to get into Lead Street? It doesn't say Lead Street anymore.
That Max Center, that X thing. and
Max
X marks the
Center.
spot.
Brenda, you were the slow student last time. Now you're the head of the class.
Thank you.
Here we go. Max Center. Log in if you haven't completed that information. It's the same login that you would use to get into Main Street. Your remax.net email address and password.
Is that gonna stay that way forever? Do you have to?
I think so, because Max Center, if you'll see now, has its own URL. So I presume the idea is you can set this up as a bookmark and go straight to that site if you want to, and then log in instead of going through Main Street. I suspect that's why there's a double login. Once we're here, I want you to select the red Lead Street app
So you have to just log in with your old?
with your remax.net email address and Main Street password. Yes.
Remix.
All right, I'm trying to catch up with you. I have an extra layer. Yeah, you don't have that screen. So your screen should look something like this. Your photo might not have as good looking a person as the one on the screen. That was a joke.
I know.
Okay.
No. I'm like,
She's having trouble getting in, and I have trouble getting in
I'm like,
sometimes
I
too,
don't know
using
what my
the same
Remax
one.
email address is. I've
Uh-oh.
never.
You talking about me, it's not good that I'm.
All right, you're going to have to call eCare. So today,
I
don't
know.
try to follow along.
I was looking at
Just
her.
watch and
She was having
learn,
trouble getting in.
and then you can go back and watch the video once you get your login and password from eCare. Everybody, I'm going to say this, I say this all the time, everybody should have a passwords file. Because we all have how many dozens and dozens of logins, and we can't possibly remember all of them. And some of them, like our banks, require us to change them every few months, the credit card companies. So
And you gave us an app for that last time, didn't you? And I
There,
didn't
at
know.
one time I did. I'm not using the app.
Oh.
I just have it hidden away on my hard drive.
Okay,
And then I have a separate one in my Dropbox account. But yes, you
Okay.
should, don't count on your memory. None of us are smart enough to remember all those. Okay? So, from this page, your profile page, I want you to go to the top navigation bar where it says Apps and click on Apps. You'll have a menu window open up with a number of apps. You may not have quite as many as I do, again, because I'm paying extra money for the enhanced version, but you'll have most of these. The first thing I want to do is show you how to send a single email. If you have a client that you want to send an email to through Lead Street, the simplest way to do that is to go to your leads and contacts, look for that app, and just click on the quick link that says Contacts. In my screen, it's right here.
So, if it's not the obvious, send email.
Oh, we're gonna get there, but this is, and you can do it that way, but if you're just sending one person one email, this is the quickest way to do it. So you just open your contacts. If they're not on the screen by default, you just hit the search window to bring them up. I'm just gonna go ahead and pretend that Michelle Edwards is the person I wanted to send an email to.
Would you click on in apps
Leads and contacts,
and in contacts?
and then you click on contacts. Correct. And this is contacts we're looking at right now on the screen.
I can't get into it.
What's it doing for you?
When I click on Lead Street, it just says signing into Lead Street for like 5 minutes. It doesn't go anywhere.
I have discovered the refresh button is my friend.
Okay.
And there are times in Lead Street where it will always require a refresh to actually load. I don't understand that, but you may give it a shot.
Gotcha.
So, just very quickly, once you find your contact, click on the gear icon that's over to the right.
are we really gonna send these or just pretend like we're gonna
We're
send
just
them?
pretending.
Okay,
I just want you to see how to do it.
okay.
This is not the main point we're learning today, but I want you to understand it. So, if you click on the gear icon, a menu opens up. Edit, that's edit the contact. You want to put in a new phone number, new email address, something of that nature. Send an email, enroll in a campaign, create a CMA, create a buyer tour, create a neighborhood report, create a flyer, or remove that contact.
I don't have a lot of these things you have, I guess
Yeah,
that's in case you're paying.
Read your list, Brenda.
Send email, enroll in campaign, create neighborhood report, and remove.
Okay, so you don't have the CMA or the
No.
buyer tour.
Right,
Okay, great. So what's going to happen is that next week I'll teach part 3 of the websites that you have. And then the week after that, I'm going to do one session on the enhanced website. So anybody who has one, I'm going to show you how to actually build pages, create navigation buttons at the top of the page, create pages underneath, embed saved searches, very similar to what we did with our former Reliance sites.
How much is that website for the enhanced?
$40 a month. You do not need it unless you intend to build pages, custom pages. Okay? I'm very excited about building custom pages, so $40, I'm happy to spend it. But most agents will not do that, so don't incur the expense if you don't want to. For this class purpose, all we're going to do is click Send Email. And there you go. You'll see that our contact that we selected is in the recipients box. It's from me. I can send a BCC to myself if I want to. Just put in the message subject. And down here, write in your message, and then at the bottom of the screen, you can hit send. Now, while we're on this screen, I want you to look carefully at your profile information down here, your email signature. The information in your signature has pulled over directly from your Lead Street profile. So as you look at it, is there anything that you're not crazy about or you'd like to
License
change?
number,
My
maybe?
license number?
Okay. That is there because in many states, agents are required to present their license number in all marketing materials. If you don't want yours there, you don't have to have it. And you simply go back to your profile and remove it. Is there anything else you see that you'd like to change?
There's no designations on it.
Yes, and you cannot add those. There's no ability to personalize your signature at this time, other than with the information that's in your profile, and they won't let you put designations there. Okay? I don't know.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, and I went through the webinar training several times this week, and they said, that's how I learn. How do I learn this stuff? I get trained, and then I try to learn enough to train you. I stay about 6 inches ahead of you. And they said they're working on that, the ability to customize your signatures, but we don't have it yet.
Because they have it. It's in
Yes, correct.
It's in the profile.
Yeah. Okay, so that was simple enough. We're gonna go back to apps. That's our home base. So click apps at the top of the page. By the way, if you want, yes,
It has a place to ask, it asks for saved messages now. I find mine are all gone. I had quite a library of messages that I sent out. It makes it really easy if you just get a.
you had saved messages in your Reliance website. Yes, those are all gone.
The people are there, but the messages are gone. That's what I paid for.
That's correct. Yes. So we are going to get into that today. I'm going to show you the saved messages that are already in your system, and I will show you how to create new saved messages should you choose to. So, by the way, before I get into the campaigns, I'm going to select my profile down here. My profile, my profile. And here, you'll see that there is the second tab is contact info. If you select that, you will see there's a place for your state license number in the upper right-hand corner. If you remove that, just delete it, it will not show up in your email signature. By the way, a primary office number is required, but if you have an office here, assigned space, and a direct dial number, you can use that number. If you put your cell number in here, and then put your cell number where it says mobile, it's going to show up twice as the same number. And this primary phone number shows up in your signature labeled as business. And there's no ability to change that right now. So you're gonna have most of us will have a business phone and a mobile phone. Okay? If you make a change here, be certain you click the blue Save button. That's the only way to retain the changes. All right, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna select Apps again from the top of the page. And now we're gonna go into email marketing. You'll see there's 3 direct links: send email, campaigns, and message library. I don't want you to click on any of those. I want you to click on the icon right next to email marketing. Looks like an old airmail envelope.
Is it right that I have to go back about 3 places to get to that apps thing again?
No, that apps bar should be retained at the top of your screen all the time. So what I'm going to do is walk you through all the elements. Almost this whole class is going to be about this page. There's a wealth of information and, frankly, some very exciting stuff. So we're just going to go through it piece by piece. First of all, we're going to go to the right where it says Send Message To, and Select Recipients is a link. Go ahead and select that. Click on Select Recipients. So here, this is the alternate way, Marie, you mentioned. If you just want to come here and send to a single contact, you could open up, put in a last name or first name, and do a search and find them, and then send them an individual email. But this screen is really designed to send to groups, to large numbers of people. And in your Lead Street website, groups are called what? Anybody figured that out yet? What's the nomenclature? They are called categories. Okay? And you'll see that right here in the middle of the screen. Last name, first name, category. Go ahead
I'm
and
missing that screen somehow, I don't know.
It's, yeah, I was too, I found it.
Did you hit preview?
It's in email, it's under email, correct? The tab at the top should say.
Send email?
yes,
Okay, you missed it.
Sorry.
that's right. You caught up there?
Yep, thank you so much.
All right. So I want you to click the drop-down menu next to all categories. And you have a number of default categories built in here. First one is attorney, then broker, realtor, then buyer. See what I'm seeing right here? Do you have something like that on yours? Okay. Now, if you created custom categories like we talked about last week, you can scroll down on this list and find those. Family and friends, home inspector, internal user. I'm just clicking through one at a time. Janice's contact database, obviously that's a custom category I created. Landlord, lender, other, preferred vendors, that's one I created. All my vendor partners. Prospects and clients, Remax of Louisiana, these are agents that I know in other states that I market to for referrals. New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, Remax of Texas owners and managers. Rosemary, there, Rosemary, you're famous.
Click on, select.
Seller, T-Rex, that's a referral group.
I haven't put anybody in here.
Okay. Has anybody created custom categories yet?
No.
Okay. Has anybody imported? You did it. You imported contacts yet? Anybody done that?
Well,
No
no,
contact.
Okay, that's okay.
but it did it.
I'm happy. It imported by itself.
Right.
Right. So I'm happy that you have not imported contacts yet if you have not already created custom categories. Because you need to create your custom categories first. Okay? My church friends, my neighborhood friends, my past clients. You need to create those categories first. And then you can import just the contacts in each category and place them in that category. Otherwise, you've got to go through all your contacts one by one and assign them to categories.
So who are these people that showed up in here?
Yeah, so what got automatically uploaded into your contacts is everything, everyone who was in your previous Reliance website.
Okay, so this is all those, yeah.
Now here's the challenge. The categories in homes.com lead street do not match the groups that you had in your Reliance lead street website. And so everything that got rolled over and imported, you're going to have to go in there one by one and assign them to categories. I wish they had put some additional thought into that and warned us and given us the opportunity to export our old data by categories, create custom categories, and then import. But I guess they never thought about that.
Okay. In the old system, there was a place where you checked all of your email leads that came in.
Yes.
Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and. you know,
Yes,
Worse than that. Went away. Is that still in?
yes, you do have that in here.
Oh, goody.
Yes. Yeah, you do. Okay, so let's say that you want to mail to one of these groups. You're going to target something. And I think I have some content. Let's look at Janice's contact database and see what we have. Sure enough, we have 18 contacts. So what I can do now is select all by clicking on the red button, and that will send to all of them, or I can go through and choose individually from this category who I want to receive the email message. Okay? So this is why categories are so important. You may want to send a special message to your investor clients, or to your active buyers, or to a certain neighborhood. Now, this system, I will tell you, is in development. It's not as robust as it should be, and I'll give you a very clear example of that. you can only assign a contact to one category. Okay, I would prefer to have multiples. A friend who lives in a certain neighborhood, who maybe goes to a certain gym with me, and is an active buyer. I would like to have categories for all of those and have the contact in each category. But at this point, you can only choose one. Okay? So once you have identified who you're going to send to, if I do a select all, they're all selected. Then you hit select. And if you want to add a contact to this group, you can do that manually at the bottom. Okay? So here we go. All 18 of those contacts are up here in the send message to. Now, I have not actually sent a group message yet. I am reasonably confident that all these email addresses will not show up in the to field. But I cannot promise you that until I actually do it. And the reason I say I'm reasonably confident, they don't give us a CC or a BCC option on the people we're sending to. There is a BCC for the sender. You can copy yourself. So I'm pretty sure that they're only going to see their email address. But again, until I actually do it, I can't say for sure. Okay, so everybody know how to select the groups? You're confident about that? Okay, I'm going to delete all these so I don't accidentally send Janice's contacts a message. Okay, rolling down under email message details, we have some options here. One is a new message. We're just going to create something that we've never done before. The next one, Marie, this is to your point, use saved message. You may have a particular message that you send in a certain circumstance all the time. It might be pre-closing instructions. It might be directions to a listing or where we're going to meet for our showing appointment. And they have given us several stock messages. So once you click Use Saved Message, suddenly we have Select Saved Message as an option that pops up. And if you select the drop-down menu, we've got choices: generic email, listing driving directions, new listing posted, open house alert, thought this would interest you. So I'm gonna scroll through them one at a time and see. Yes. So I'm just clicking on the arrow in the menu box, and it will scroll right through the content of each one. So you can see what they say. So this is the thought this might interest you. And it's hi, name. I was browsing the internet today and I stumbled across this blank and immediately thought of you. I think you'll really like it. Take a look, email me back. Okay. I think these are fairly lame. I'm not sure why I would want a stock campaign for something like that or a stock letter, but you have the ability to create your own, and that's really the good news. So, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But this is where if you do save a message or you want to use one of theirs, this is where you find it. Okay? And you can always click preview here to see what it looks like. Because right now, I have this HTML language in there personalizing each message. So now it will say, hi Jim, hi Susie, hi Jose. Because I've got the ampersands bracketing email salutation. I want to hit preview. And for some reason, it's not letting me preview. Let me see it design, see if that shows me. Preview. No, it's not. Okay, we broke it. And my recipients are all back. That's scary. Okay. Now, let's go back here. I'm going to select new message again. So I'm going to get out of this saved message stuff. Now, if you look back over at this menu bar right here, the one where it said select your saved message before, now it says default autoresponder. If we click that drop-down menu, the choices are default email, default autoresponder, and no template. Let me explain the difference to you. Under default autoresponder, if I come down here and click preview, okay, this is what the email will look like when it goes out. Of course, it would have my content, my message, whatever I wrote in there. But you'll see at the very top in this gray bar, it says request received. So this would be something under default autoresponder. Say you set up all your leads that are coming in. So a Zillow or a Trulia or a Homes.com, a Lead Street lead, whatever.
That's
Yes,
the thing I couldn't find,
yes.
how to set up
The autoresponders.
no, not the autoresponder, all the different things that leads can come in as.
Okay,
I'm sorry, that's.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for.
were you here last week, Marie? You were?
Yeah.
We talked about that, didn't we?
That doesn't mean I could repeat the process.
Okay, not a problem. That's why we record it. But yes, we addressed that, and I walked you right through the process of basically consolidating all your lead sources to go through your Lead Street website. And the purpose of that, the value of that, is so that you can use these drip campaigns, or from your smartphone, you see that you get a new lead that comes in, you can immediately hit the auto respond or send them one of these stock messages from your phone. So it makes it super simple, as opposed to a Zillow notification in your email box, hey, you got a new buyer lead. What can you really do with that? Maybe you can hit reply and write them a custom message or call them, but you don't have all the capabilities of immediately signing them up on a buyer drip campaign or sending them a saved message, okay? So this, it says request received, which is kind of a comfort to the buyer or the client that, oh, the agent is responding to my message. So that's what you get when you select a default autoresponder. Now, if we select default email campaign and come down and hit preview, it looks exactly the same. It just doesn't say request received at the top. That's all. Now there's a third option, and that was no template. And you'll see that even your signature has disappeared. It is truly blank. And you really don't want to do this or use this because you want your signature in there. They provided this option for really advanced users who probably have another email provider where they can create really fancy stuff, even custom signatures in HTML, and then they can just paste it into this if they want to. They give you that blank canvas. Most of us are not going to be using it. Most of the time we will be under default email campaign where we're writing our messages. Okay? So, let's get into the WYSIWYG. Who knows what that is? I did not make that up, I promise. In fact, Candace can clear it all up for us. What does WYSIWYG stand for?
I have no idea.
Oh man, I get to teach a young person something? Oh, you
I
know.
know.
Of course you know. Okay, explain what WYSIWYG is.
What you see is what you get, so it's basically what you see is what you get. It's not a code or anything.
Yes. So she's referring to the HTML menu box right here in the middle. It's literally called a WYSIWYG. That is the technical term. We did not make that up. And once you see it, you'll get it. And by the way, have you ever seen a menu like this before? Where have you seen this? In Microsoft Word, right? Does anybody use Word? Yes. Yes, it's the same WYSIWYG. So this should be very easy for you. But here's why they call it that. The bold icon, what's unique about that? It's bold. Okay, now see if you get this one. The italics icon, what's unique about it? It's italicized. The underline icon is
Underline.
what you see is what you get. Does that make sense now? Okay. So I'm not going to walk through every one of these features because most of them you already know how to use. You've been using them. But I do want to point out a couple that are very exciting. And this is the drumroll moment for me because this was a revelation to me. I'm going to go right to the middle where it says create link. I know it's very tiny, but it looks like the globe or the world with a little link, chain link underneath. If you click on that, it gives you the opportunity. By the way, does your dialog box look like this?
Yes,
Do you have pick from your pages? Is that an option?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what that means is on your SPAW, single page agent website, you have a number of pages, each with a unique URL. And one of them could be about me, my profile. So perhaps with a new client, you want to set up a default autoresponder to send them your profile. You know, hey, when we get together, it's going to be all about you, so I just want to introduce myself before I get there, that kind of thing. But most of the time, you're going to be sending a link to something else, and maybe it's a home, maybe it's a listing or something of that nature. So all you do is type in the URL, www.har./42J4, okay? Then you give it a title, and it could be 123 Elm Street. And then you select the target. You're almost always going to select new window. And that simply means that when they click on this link, they're not going to be redirected and taken off your website over to that website. It's just going to open in a new window so that your website is still there. Okay? Now, if you do this, what's going to show up in the body of the message is a link. And it will look like a link. www. And some of those are pretty long, aren't they? Okay? That is not exciting to me. But there is more to the story. So I'm going to close this. I'm just going to close the tab. I'm going to come right back because, as I mentioned, what's the word of the day that's so exciting about the capabilities of this system? Video. Okay? How many of y'all are afraid to get in front of the camera? The rest of you are excited about it? Disgusting. Who is that person?
How many of us just don't want to? We're not afraid of it.
I always wonder who is the fat bald guy in that picture. I'm like,
Mr. Clean.
surely that's not me. It's like my grandpa, not me. So what I'm going to do is open a tab in YouTube. Let's say that we are talking to somebody about, let's see, outdoor kitchens. Let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness, tons of stuff. And that we want to send them a video about outdoor kitchens. Now, we're going to put you in the video here in a minute, but I just want you to see how this works. If I select this video,
The Tahoe.
there we go. We're going to turn the sound off. We could come down here. I could just copy this URL, right? And insert that link right there. But let me tell you this, it won't work. For some reason, I don't know. I don't know why. I just know it doesn't because I've tried it. But, oh, that's an ad. I have to skip it and get to the video. Here we go. If I want to share a YouTube video, I have to come down and hit the share button under the video, and you'll see a much shorter URL opens up. That's the one you use. And you'll see it's already highlighted, so you just do a copy, and then you go back and you hit insert link, and you put the URL in there, and you give it a title, Outdoor Kitchens, and then boom, the link will show up in the email. But as I mentioned a moment ago, that's not very exciting to me. What do you want your clients to see if you're sending them a video?
The video.
Yes. See, I'm not asking hard questions, am I? You want them to see the video. This system gives us the capability of doing that. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do right now. And again, you might like, yeah, but I'm never going to send a video on outdoor kitchens. No, just learn the process. And then I'm going to show you how this applies to you very personally. So instead of just sending this link, the short one, now we have a new dialog box. One of them says embed. You see that? So we're going to select embed. And now we have highlighted HTML code for this video. And you don't even have to know what HTML means, although I would probably go get a butterscotch candy and give it to anybody who knows. Not you. You don't know?
I don't
I was gonna give you $100 bill if you knew.
He says that now.
Of course.
I'll go to the bathroom and look it up and I'll slip you some paper on the way back and we'll split you $100.
Hypertext markup language. Here we go. So we copied it, right? We copied the HTML code. Now we're back to our message. But instead of clicking that insert link, because we don't want to insert a link, do we? We want our clients to see the video. So we're going to go all the way down to the bottom of the message, right above preview. There's a button that says HTML. Do you see that? So we're going to select it. And here's all gobbledygook now on the screen. That's okay. That's all email signature because we didn't write anything. I want this video to go above the signature. So I'm just going to put my cursor in the message wherever I want this video to appear. So in this case, I'm just going to come over and click right at the beginning, right there. I put my cursor right here. And now I'm going to do a control, or in my case, a command V. Okay, still looks like gobbledygook. But now let's hit preview. Wait for it. Wow. Isn't that cool? Let that sink in. That's beautiful, isn't it? It's like a moment we're having. We're sharing this time together. Okay? That's beautiful. You could, by the way, send outdoor kitchens to your clients, or anything, canopy beds, or new flooring options. You could build a whole campaign around hot remodeling topics and just find cool YouTube videos and send them out to your clients. And wouldn't that be neat? Here's my question, I always ask it. It's memorialized there on the poster. Who else is doing that? Who else is? You would completely differentiate yourself and you didn't even have to get in front of the camera. Okay? Very cool. But I'm going to show you how you could be in the picture. Okay? I know that's what Helen wants. So do this with me. Let me see if there's anything else I have to share with you while we're here. Let me just say on the WYSIWYG, it has other options in here where you can insert documents, for example. If you want to send them there's no real attachment function, but you can put a link to a document anywhere in the message. It doesn't show up at the bottom like in an email typically, but it could be a PowerPoint presentation, maybe again introducing yourself, or having a pre-listing presentation in a PowerPoint. You can embed that into the message. A spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, a Word doc, a JPEG image, a photograph, anything like that. You can embed, and you simply select the insert image from gallery right there. And you just go there and it asks you to upload the document from your hard drive, and then it goes into the gallery, and then you can select it and put it right in the document. Okay? So this is a highly customizable email platform. I really, really like it. So I'm going to take a quick look and see if there's anything else I wanted to share with you while we're on the page here. You can insert the date and time into every message. If you want it actually in the body of the message for some legal purpose, you can do that. You can change the color you can highlight. There's a highlight feature. You can select the color. You can check color of font, all of that. So, always shut the door, Marie. It's getting just a little raucous out there. What I want you to do now is come to the left side of the screen and pick campaigns. This is all your new drip campaigns. And you'll see that there are 43 of them. They range from first-time buyer, first-time renter, buyer anniversary plan. That's a cool thing, by the way. Think about that. You sign them up on that. Every year on the anniversary of their closing, they get a nice little happy anniversary message from you.
So we get out, I'm sorry, I missed a step there. We get out of send email.
Just click right below it on campaigns. See, send emails where we were? Right there to campaigns. Okay? Now, does yours say single team, single team, single team, single team?
Yeah.
Here's what that means. If you select the single campaign, it will say I, me, mine. If you select team, the verbiage changes to our, we, that type thing. That's all. It just changes the, what is it, the number or the plurality of the first person voice. Okay? Otherwise, they're identical. Now, if you're like, well, and let me tell you this. How many emails are in each campaign is over to the right. Some of them are 12 or 13. Some on this first page are 40. There's 40 messages. If you scroll through here, I'm just going to go to the bottom and hit number 2. Let's see what our options are here. Expired listing, empty nester. Here's one. Geographic farm, 60 messages. So somebody has done a ton of work for you. And let's just say, but I don't want to start signing people up for, I don't even know what these messages say. So I'm going to pick empty nester. I'm going to come over to the right, select an action, and then pick view. So the campaign is going to open up, and the first thing I see, it tells me the spacing of the messages. 1 week after start, 2 weeks. So this is a 10-week campaign, each message 1 week apart. And here's the titles: Change of Scenery, Agents Who Work, Housing Market, Simplifying Your Life, Libraries, Call Me Today, etc. Let's just click on one. I'm going to click on the second one, by the way. Agents Who Work. So there's the message. Dear client, as far as I'm concerned, being a listing agent means more than just representing the properties of my clients. It also means upholding a commitment to the client's best interests and staying active in the marketplace to protect those interests. You hear the righteous justification in there. As your personal real estate expert, I pledge to keep my finger on the pulse of homeowners in the area because that's the most effective way to ensure I obtain the maximum value for your home. When you're ready to sell, call or email me. Okay? Don't worry if these are not Pulitzer Prize winning, exactly the way you would do it. If it's pretty close, I would go with it. Okay? Trying to be perfect will really bog you down. So I'm going to close that. Now, I said we want to put you in these videos, right? How easy would it be to do this? Because we're all worried, what am I going to say? That's what I always think. What am I going to say? What if you picked one of these campaigns that you wanted to send, and instead of writing a new script, you just used the script they've already given you? So you want to do a 10-week empty nester campaign, and you pull up the first one, and it talks about whatever it was. Let's say the second one, working agents, full-time working agents, and you just stood in front of a camera, or in front of the little camera on your computer, or the little camera on your phone. Get yourself a selfie stick, okay? Or just prop it up on the bookcase or something, and just talk to it. As far as I'm concerned, blah, 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 okay? And then you just upload it to YouTube, and then you hit share, and then you hear it in embed, and you copy the HTML code, and then, let me show you here. Under select an action, instead of view, we're going to do edit. So we're going to go into this particular message. Wait for it. It's the anticipation. Behind's ketchup. We can see it coming. There it is. So I've got all the campaigns open. I'm going to select an action again and hit edit. Here we go. So that looks very familiar, doesn't it? It's the same template we worked with on sending email messages, but now I can go in, select HTML, and insert my video. And by the way, you can still leave the text in there if you want. Give them the same message, one you saying it and the other printed. Or you could just delete the printed and make them play the video. It's completely your choice. Now, I didn't explain one thing. Select a tag, insert a tag. These were not live when we were just in the send an email, but look at them now. These tags represent what's between the ampersands. A tag is what enables you to personalize a message to each recipient. So if you do select a tag, boom. Now what do you want? The contact, your information, the office information, date or time. Once you select one, and I selected contact, then you go to insert a tag, and you can put office phone, email salutation, encrypted contact password, I don't know what that's for, first name. So I would want to do first name on these salutations. So you just select the tag that you want, put it where you want it, it'll show it between the ampersands, and then everything will be personalized, okay? So that's how you do that. Now, could you stand in front of a camera and read that off? Here, imagine yourself. While the time you've spent in your current home will always be a special part of your life, now that the nest has emptied, you're probably thinking about. Could you say that? Okay? I want to give you a real live example. So let's go back here to campaigns. And let's see here. Let's go to number 2. I liked one of these a lot. Home Seller Secrets. That might have been the one. Let's see. Home Seller Secrets. Oh, I think there's one on remodeling. Let's see. Recipe of the month. Real estate trivia. Open house visitors. Relocating buyer. Website visitor. Seller anniversary plan. All these look good. Let's go to this, homeowner tips. That's what I wanted to look at. Homeowner tips. I'm going to view, and I'm going to select the first one. Wow, looky there. Yesterday I taught this class in Kingwood. That's the Kingwood training room. And right before class, before everybody showed up, I stepped in front of the camera and shot a little video, and I know you're just dying to see it. So here goes.
Hi, this is frankgray. It's been so much fun over the last few years seeing so many of you move into your new home and then remodel it to your own taste, turning that house into a home. It's actually the process of customizing, updating, and remodeling.
All right. See, I was entertaining myself.
So did you have this camera set up? Is that what you were in front of, or something like that?
No, I used my DSLR. This would work just fine. My phone would work. Oh, I didn't bring it in with me. It's just a little digital camera.
Okay. How did you have it stabilized?
I took a chair, I set it on top of the table,
Okay.
and I put my camera on top of the chair. And it took me a couple times, first of all, I was here,
Yeah.
If you have a camcorder, you can actually flip this around and see what you're at. But with a DSLR, you don't. But yeah, I just played with it until I was in the screen. The point I want to make with that is I wasn't using professional lighting. I wasn't using professional sound. I mean, I should have learned the script a little better. I kept tickling myself with messing all the words up. But I just did it on the spot, and just turned the camera on. It took literally 2 minutes to upload it to YouTube, and I grabbed the embed code, and I selected this campaign, I picked this message, I hit edit, and then I went to the HTML code, pasted it right in there at the top, and boom, there it is.
I actually met a lady that did that. We were at a seminar, and she walks in. She says, "Excuse me 1 minute. Now, where did you say you're from?" I
Yes.
am not kidding you.
Yes.
And she did that for the whole 4 days that we were there.
Yes. It is really easy. So now, technologically it's not a challenge, right? Because everybody has a phone that shoots video. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Not yet.
All you have to do, you can start a YouTube. Do you have a Gmail account?
Yeah.
Then you have a YouTube account.
Oh, I knew that.
Yes. Yeah, it's part of the
I have
package.
time to use it.
So you just upload that video to your YouTube and away you go. And again, I'm just trying to stress two things. It's so simple to do this. And two, nobody's doing it. So there's a tremendous opportunity for you to set yourself apart. By the way, once you create this video, you know what else you can do with it? You're going to put it on YouTube, right? You can email it out to targeted clients.
Put it on your website.
You can put it on your website. I love that. Where else could you put it?
Social media.
What? Thank you. Social media, which for most of us is Facebook.
You will not have any friends at all.
Facebook.
Or you just put it on your business page, you don't put it on your,
It's very hard for me to just.
You put, here's, guys, you put it on your business page, yes, but then you share it to your personal page. Okay, that gets you around the guidelines. And you're not gonna do it every single day. You're gonna talk about your kitty cat today, you can talk about the burrito you had for lunch tomorrow, and then the third day, you're gonna promote with an open house video, okay? So it's not just all business all the time. You're gonna weave it in, okay? Anybody as excited about this as I am? Probably not.
the more I learn about it, the more I feel like I can do it.
You
then
can
I
do
start
it.
getting excited.
Yes. So, yes,
For those
Marie,
of us with much simpler tastes.
say that again?
For those of us with much simpler tastes.
Yes,
I have, like I said, I have bought a campaign.
Yes.
Somebody else gave me all those letters. and
Right.
such. So I am used to using that on occasion, not with everybody that hits the Lead Street Act.
right,
But, before, everything on my profile came up in my email. Now, I can't see, in my, when my emails came from there. When I hit somebody to respond that they had, seen my website.
Yes.
And I see there's a campaign for that gets them 12, they will go away. 12 will, most people will go away. So
they'll opt
I'll
out
get
before
them-
you get to the end, is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
without question.
Yeah.
They'll get one nice email from me, and maybe if 2 weeks later, I might send them something if they
Yeah.
look like they're really good. I'm probably not gonna use a 12
Yeah. So,
thing, but I want the auto default
Yes.
thing, so that when somebody sends something and it comes into mine.
they get something immediately.
They get something immediately. Now, I do it manually now.
But that something they get should be a video.
Well, that's my question. I haven't been able to really, I did one time see my new website
Yes,
before it disappeared.
yes,
And it had embedded, I guess it's embedded, I'm not sure, but it had my, video,
yes,
my website video.
yes.
So is that gonna show up here somewhere?
On your website, it shows up. You have a personal introduction video, and I'm sorry,
So my email coming out of this system will not come up with my website. But the other one did. It came up, my emails came up with all that information on it, and then the message.
well, in your email signature, there will be a link to your website.
Oh,
Yes, that's in there. If it's in your profile, it's in your signature.
okay, it's not showing up on here though. That would be perfect.
It
If
is.
If it just had that video.
Yeah, so
inserted in it, that'd be
So
perfect.
if I hit view on one of these campaigns, I'm gonna select one, and look, here it is. There's your signature, there's the web address,
Yeah.
so it's automatically there.
See, I was looking for that, and I wasn't finding
If it's in your profile, it will be in every email message.
it. So maybe it just got there. I
So
had to put it back.
one more thing I wanna share with you, and that is the message library. So we looked at send email, campaigns, and now message library. So here, you've got how many? 115 items. This includes every message that's in all the campaigns. And what this gives you the opportunity to do is just, if you want to pick one and send it out, you can do that. So if you don't want to send all 10 or all 12, but there's a particular message for a particular client, or a particular message you want to send to a group at a certain time, but just that one, you can do that here. Let's just go ahead and, oh, and here, I'm sorry, here's the button I was looking for. New email message. This is where you create new saved messages. So if you want to write your own and always have them at your disposal, you do it with that button right there. Okay? Write your message and then save it when you're done. Save your changes. And you've got it. Now it's in your library from now on. Okay? Easy enough?
Why did it, when I did that, and I clicked on that link, it showed my website, and then when I clicked off of it, it threw me totally out of it. I had to go back from scratch and put in all those codes and everything.
Yeah, so when you clicked on the website address in your signature, it took you there.
It threw me out. It took me to that, yes, I got that website, but then it threw me totally out of Lead Street.
Yes.
That's something that may be a problem, if that's the way it works.
Well, not really, because think of it from the consumer's perspective. The person receiving it, they've received an email message. They're not on your website right now. They're in their Gmail, they're in their Yahoo. And then they click, they want to go to your website, they click that, and guess what? It takes them to your website.
Right, but maybe they wanna go back to my email, will it still be there? I guess. 'Cause it's an email.
Does it open in a separate tab is the issue.
Yeah,
And we can just test it right now.
cause I'm just barely got it all back together.
Okay. So our tab is labeled title. Yeah, see, title is still there, right here. And then there's the website. So if I just go back and select title again, boom. So yes, it does open in a new window. Okay, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Email marketing.
So I have a question.